Hi, and welcome to Triad Seminars Online. You're now starting the portion of nutrition, our all-in-one day seminar, Clinical Evidence-Based Practice of Chiropractic Nutrition. This seminar is approved for 6 hours of Category A, California Board Approval Number CA-A-17-09-14150. If you have any questions throughout the seminar, please go ahead and write them down, and you can email them to us at triadseminars@gmail.com, or you can call us at 949-707-5785. There will be portions during the seminar where we will instruct you to pause the video and either learn the technique or go back to your notes and read over the research articles and abstracts. That is a requirement of the seminar, but we will inform you during the seminar when you need to do that. Again, we'd like to thank you for choosing Triad Seminars Online, and if you have any questions, don't hesitate to call us at 949-707-5785, and thanks again for choosing Triad Seminars Online.
Welcome everybody to the nutrition section. It's a separate section. You will be getting your own approval number for these hours. It'll be on your certificate of completion of these hours. We'll have your approval number for this section. We're covering definitions, literature review, natural inflammatory reduction treatment options, including nutritional supplements and special dietary recommendations for an anti-inflammatory protocol. What is inflammation? Is when a wound swells up, turns red, and hurts. May be a sign of inflammation. Inflammation is the body's immunity response to an irritant. This is by the Institute of Quality and Efficiency in Healthcare, 2015. Available at their PubMed Health page on October 12th, access to October 12th, 2016. Causes of inflammation: pathogen, germs, bacteria, viruses, external injuries, scrapes, foreign objects, chemicals or radiation. Any itis is an inflammatory condition in the body. Arthritis, inflammation of a joint. Bursitis, inflammation of a bursa. Body's response: it feels sick, exhausted, fever. The symptoms are a sign that the immune defense is very active and needs a lot of energy. Changes in blood, increased number of defense cells. Also, hormones are released in the tissues, narrowing the blood vessels, expand, allowing more blood to reach the injured tissue. Inflammation and autoimmune diseases. Inflammation is not always a helpful response. In certain diseases, the immune system fights against its own cells by mistake, causing a harmful inflammatory response, like rheumatoid arthritis, psoriasis, inflammation of the bowel, Crohn's disease, ulcerative colitis, fibromyalgia. The list goes on and on. So, inflammation is an underlying root cause of every disease. It's the biggest problem in a chiropractic practice today. If patients take NSAIDs, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs like Advil, Tylenol, aspirin, they block pain signals and they damage your kidneys and they cause stomach problems. Okay? How many of you when you were growing up remember people on dialysis? Not many of them though, right? Only usually in the elderly, and only usually at a hospital to get their dialysis. Today, we have things called dialysis centers, like DaVita Dialysis Center, that's packed 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Not with elderly patients. Packed with young people checking in at DaVita Dialysis Center around midnight, sleeping in a lounge chair or a bed now, there, and then waking up at 6 in the morning after their dialysis and going to work, being away from their families. Young people, 40s, 30s, unheard of. In a generation before this one, there was not one DaVita dialysis center. There was no dialysis centers anywhere in the United States. It's only done in a hospital in a rare. Today, everybody's kidneys stop functioning. The amount of NSAID usage is crazy. This is not candy. NSAIDs cause kidney damage. Proven fact in all the studies. So what are natural options for DCs? They would include turmeric, curcumin, black pepper, ginger, bromelain, saffron. I put C Organics Absolutely Pure supplements. Turmeric that's non-GMO in that supplement. Organic, gluten-free, and vegan. You have to take supplements today. At least supplements are a better option to medications, whether they're over-the-counter medications or prescription. The first choice for a chiropractor would be food or dietary or supplements. Other options would be omega-3s, a huge increase in broccoli and cauliflower, or antioxidants or probiotics. Here's some references on inflammatory options.
During this section of the seminar, Dr. Simmert will be covering several research articles. You can follow along with the video, but once the video is over, we ask that you go back to your notes, look up the articles and read them. And if you have any questions, again, please email us at triadseminars@gmail.com, or you can call us at 949-707-5785. But again, it's your responsibility to go back and look at the notes in more depth, as this is part of your continuing education hours. Thanks so much, and we hope you enjoy the seminar.
Let's talk specifically about turmeric, curcumin, curcuminoids, and turmeric research. Let me give you a little history. When I was going to chiropractic school, I was probably the worst nutritional student in the school. I was in my early 20s. I could eat anything I want, not gain a pound, not affect me at all. I was operating my health based on my taste buds rather than on my stomach's needs or my nutritional body needs. Basically what I liked. So I'd pull up to Life West in the morning, 7:30, class started. I'd come around 7:45. The food truck would be out there, the Roach Coach, remember that?
Yeah, Roach.
I'd go there and I'd have my standard breakfast, which would be French fries, well baked, Hostess, Zingers or Ding Dongs, and an Orange Crush to wash it down with. I'd bring this smelly concoction of hot, burning fries into the classroom, and I'd sit in the back with my briefcase open. We used to have briefcases for those of you younger chiropractors. I'd open the briefcase, and that would be my breakfast setting, table setting. And I'd be hiding behind my briefcase eating my breakfast every day. Now, the majority of the classroom was irritated with me. Like, how could you be in chiropractic school and be eating like that? And my answer was, because I can. And I didn't care about nutrition. For me to stand up here today and lecture people on nutrition, some of my old classmates would really get a good laugh out of that. But hey, you grow up in life. And I became one of those other classmates, is what happened. And I started researching nutrition because I was taking supplements my whole career. And people would ask me, my patients especially, what supplements do you take, Dr. Simmer? And I want to take what you take. And my answer was, I take a fistful of supplements. I don't know what I take. I'm in the Vitamin of the Month club. That means whatever's hot, I take it. If it's coenzyme Q10, I take it. If it's echinacea, I take it. If it's echinacea with golden seal, I take it. If it's vitamin E or vitamin D or vitamin C, I take it. Whatever it is, I'm in the Vitamin of the Month club. Whatever's hot, I add to the list. I don't know why I take it. That's not a good system. That's what's called very expensive pee. I'm peeing most of it out. Very expensive pee. So I started researching specifically, what do I need for my body? I'm a pretty healthy person, however, I don't trust it. What do I specifically need? And then I started looking into things I thought I specifically needed and researching those. And my fistful of supplements went down in quantity. However, it went up in quality. And after researching it, I realized that the supplements I was taking were not very good quality either. Nothing was organic. Nothing was non-GMO. I was taking supplements that who knows what country they came from. India, China, who knows, Korea. No standards or quality control in those countries for ingredients, raw materials. And here I am taking those because they're in a fancy glass jar by some chiropractic supplement company that's selling me the glass jar rather than the quality of the ingredient list. And I was paying a lot of money. They had short expiration dates on the bottles. And I was wasting a lot of money and losing a lot of inventory when they expired. And I was just sick and tired of putting crap into my system. So I started researching. I said, I want to come up with my own supplement company. Because when I started researching, I realized I wasn't getting what I needed. I figured I'm going to make my own. Somebody once asked me, was chiropractic school worth going to for you? Knowing what you know today, was it worth it? I got that question. And the answer is, if I never practiced a day in my life, and I just went to chiropractic school and I borrowed that amount of money to go to chiropractic school, just to keep myself and my family healthy, that amount of money was worth it. Looking back what I know today, if all I would have got is how to keep myself healthy and my family, it's all worth it. Keeping my family away from traditional Western medicine was worth the whole amount of money I paid in chiropractic college. I haven't used Western medicine. My kids have never gone to a pediatrician. They've never taken an antibiotic. They've never taken pills. They haven't had any vaccines. And now, taking the liberty to learn nutrition to add to that, priceless. That's if I never had practiced chiropractic. It still would have been worth every penny I paid. That's how I view it. I might be one of the lucky ones. So let's talk about my research on curcumin, curcuminoids, turmeric. The anti-inflammatory properties of curcumin, a major constituent of curcuma longa. When I started researching curcumin, the properties of turmeric, curcuminoids, curcumin, the primary constituent of the one responsible for the vibrant yellow color, as well as volatile oils, turmerone, eglantone, and zingerberone, which is ginger, sugars, proteins, and resins. I started seeing that the properties of curcumin were for anti-inflammatory. And I go, wow. So I started researching curcumin strictly because I wanted something to give my patients for anti-inflammatory, natural. So this kept popping up. Turmeric, curcumin, curcuminoids. Then I started seeing ginger. Then I started seeing black pepper and all kinds of stuff for all kinds of conditions I was treating, like diseases such as inflammatory bowel disease, pancreatitis, arthritis, all kinds of stuff. So when you start researching one ingredient, it started leading me to other ingredients for the same thing. Plant food supplements with anti-inflammatory properties. Once again, their curcuma longa was there, as well as boswellia, as well as black pepper, and different things. And it's very cool when you start researching one. You're led down a road where you start seeing everything else. Spices for the prevention and treatment of cancers. Anti-inflammatory, immunomodulatory effects on spices to treat different cancers. Now, we don't treat cancer. However, these spices have been used in studies that treat cancer, like the black cumin, the ginger, the zingiber, the saffron, the piper nigrum, which is black pepper, the capsicum, the chili pepper. All these things started popping up for cancer, but they're also anti-inflammatory spices. So I figure, wow, if they're good for inflammation and they're good enough for the cancer studies, this is all good. Curcumin ameliorates high-fat diet-induced spermatogenesis dysfunction. So now we start seeing conditions that curcumin was treating. Another one on pancreatic cancer and curcumin. Another one on turmeric extract and its active compound, curcumin, against liver damage. You know, all these articles and abstracts are in the notes. When you do the distance learning, you will get a set of notes. Also, we will put these on in close-up form for you, so you'll be able to read them and study them. So even though I'm going through them relatively quickly, this is part of your distance learning or your live seminar to spend time after I'm done to go through these abstracts, read the background, read the results, and read the conclusions on each article. Then you will have a true understanding of the ingredient that you are taking. I don't just throw 1,000 ingredients into a bottle and say, here, this is good, take it. I want you to know what each ingredient does. Efficacy of turmeric extracts and curcumin, alleviating the symptoms of joint arthritis. Standardized chemically modified curcuma longa extract modulates signaling in inflammation and potentiates cytotoxicity. These are recent articles. This is in the Frontiers of Pharmacology, July 2016. So, I mean, I'm not quoting old stuff either. It's pretty current literature and the most latest stuff on this. 2016 March. Source, Genes and Nutrition is the reference. You can click here and get the full article in its entirety. This is just the abstract right here. But if you like the abstract, you might want to read the whole article. So I put it in there. This one's titled Curcumin and Tetrahydrocurcumin both prevent osteoarthritis symptoms and decrease the expression of pro-inflammatory cytokines in estrogen deficient rats. So they're tying it to a condition. They've done the study and they're proving the anti-inflammatory properties. Curcumin improves episodic memory. All right? And this is from Metabolic Brain Disease, is the source, August 2016.
What's episodic memory?
Let's see if it says it in here. Let's see. It's being able to remember a specific event, an episode, being able to recall an actual details of an event that's happened in the past. So it does that. It's got all kinds of stuff in there. You got to read it. Protective effect of curcumin against acute UVB irradiation induced photo damage. This is out of Photochemistry and Photobiology, November 2016. One study suggested that curcumin is a potential agent in preventing and treating UV radiation-induced acute inflammation and photoaging. Interesting. August 2016, Journal of Immunoassay and Immunochemistry. This is the immunomodulatory effects of turmeric. Proliferation of spleen cells in mice. This one is on curcumin. Nanoparticles exhibit superior effect on carrageenan-induced inflammation. August 2016 in Pharmaceutics. Cardiovascular and hematological disorders. Drug targets 2016. This is the antidotal effects of curcumin against agents induced in cardiovascular toxology. Every disease, inflammation. So why not treat inflammation? And why not treat it naturally? When we beta tested the turmeric product that we had, usually you have to go through 5 to 10 batches, different formulas to get to the one that you want. This one we got on the first time. I had good biochemists. I'm not a biochemist, but I have good biochemists working with me. I sat down with the biochemists and I gave them my ingredient list. I said, these are the ingredients I want, but I don't know the quantities that I need. And synergistically, which quantities will work with which ingredients. That's where biochemists come in. They figured out the quantity. When I looked at the turmeric formula the first time, I said, wow, that is way high in organic turmeric powder. 1,100 milligrams and 200 more milligrams of standardized curcuminoids organic. That's a lot. I haven't seen any product on the market that was even a third of that. They go, that's the amount. And so we went with the beta test. And once we beta tested it, I only tested it with you guys, the chiropractors, and your patients. And the results were so amazing, I started getting testimonials coming in saying, I've been on the product for 2 weeks. I've been on the product for 30 days. Product's amazing. I've taken turmeric products for 25 years. Nothing has worked like your product. These are the type of testimonials that were coming in. So we knew we didn't need to change anything. And nobody had any side effects to date. But if you do, stop taking it. But none of my beta test group or any of the docs who've been buying it have notified me of any adverse reactions or any side effects. I'm sure they are potentially possible, so if you have one, let me know. But of course, when you're taking a food and you're reacting, stop taking the food. If you have an allergic reaction, stop taking it. You know, so far haven't had any reports yet. Synthesis and biological evaluation of curcumin and their selective anti-cancer activity against breast and prostate cancer cell lines. This is from the Bioorganic and Medicinal Chemistry Letters, September 2016. The anti-cancer properties of curcumin kept popping up. So we're not allowed to treat cancer, and I never claim to treat cancer with anyone. This is coincidental that this turmeric product has so much research on that topic, but I never make that claim to any of my patients. I've given this supplement to people with cancer because of their inflammation, but not because of their cancer, and we'll just have to see what happens with their inflammation. All right? The effects and synergy of feed ingredients on canine neoplastic cell proliferation. This is from BMC Veterinary Research, August 2016. Even talking about its effects on animals. Someone asked me, can your supplement be used on an animal? Of course, it's a food. Turmeric is a root. Black pepper is black pepper. Saffron is saffron. Bromelain is pineapple enzyme. What's wrong with this product for an animal? Nothing. Use less quantity, sprinkle it on their food, or if your animal takes a capsule, give them the capsule. If they don't, sprinkle it on their dog food, especially if they're having an issue with inflammation. Nothing's going to hurt it. It's a food. Wound healing, the effect of curcumin. 2016, curcumin as a microRNA regulator in cancer. Reviews of Physiology, Biochem, and Pharmacology magazine. Influence of piperine on anti-diabetic potential of curcumin. So now you start reading articles telling you that turmeric or curcumin works better when it's mixed with black pepper. That it needs it. Synergistically, they need each other. Some things don't work good together. You know what doesn't work good together? I'll tell you. Glucosamine and chondroitin together. Most of it is sold together. But when you talk to any biochemist, they all say the same thing. They cancel each other out. Now, they both have the same properties, but in that case, they cancel each other out. So glucosamine straight or chondroitin straight is better than when you mix the two together. But nobody knows that. So they just go to Trader Joe's and Costco and they buy their hard compacted turmeric, their hard compacted glucosamine and chondroitin. Who knows what's in there? They don't dissolve. If you x-ray someone who's taken a hard compacted supplement, you will see those pills in an x-ray in the stomach, unbroken down. You might even see them sticking out of the poop a little bit, unbroken down. I never would take a hard compacted supplement. I would only take capsule, vegan capsule. Vegetarian vegetable cellulose capsule only. That's what my supplements are. They don't sell organic capsules in the US. Let's go to Russia for that, or Europe. The capsule itself, they don't allow it. So I'd have to smuggle it in. I don't want to deal with that. So I use a vegetable capsule. That's part of the labeling of supplements. In order to get a supplement to get a USDA label, it's either got to be a powder, because if it's a capsule, they won't give it to you because the capsule represents 6% of the actual product is the casing of the capsule. You have to have 95% organic ingredients to get the USDA organic logo on your bottle. Since the capsule is 6%, you're not going to get it. Unless the capsule is organic, which that's not allowed. So you're not going to get it. But if it's in powder form, you'll get it. I guess the FDA the FDA has no problem with powders being organic because they're such a hassle that nobody uses them. They're not really threatened by a powder. However, capsules are a threat, so they make it hard to get. It's business, it's politics. I'm not making any health claims on any of my products. I'm just showing you research and what ingredients I put in on research. That's it. No health claims. You have to know how to do business in this regulatory world. So I'm not making health claims. You can make your own if you like it, but I don't. So let's move on. Those of you at home, read those abstracts. Read those articles in its entirety if you like that. It's all at your fingertips. Let's move on to piperine, black pepper, and ginger. Quantum, chemical, and docking insights into bioavailability of curcumin by piperine in pepper. This is from the Journal of Physical Chemistry, May of 2016. Article's full article, hit the link right here, or just read the abstract. Black pepper and its pungent principle, piperine, a review of diverse physiological effects. This is in Critical Review in Food, Science, and Nutrition, 2007. Black pepper is one of the most widely used spices. It is valued for its distinct biting quality attributed to the alkaloid piperine. Black pepper is used not only in human dietary, but also for a variety of other purposes, such as medicinal, a preservative, and a perfumery. Many physiological effects of black pepper, its extracts, and its major active principle, piperine, have been reported in recent decades. Dietary piperine, stimulating the digestive enzymes of the pancreas, enhances digestive capacity and significantly reduces the gastrointestinal food transit times. Piperine, in vitro studies to protect against oxidative damage or oxidative stress by inhibiting free radicals and reactive oxygen species. Black pepper or piperine treatment is evidenced to lower lipid peroxidation in vivo and beneficial antioxidant enzymes for oxidative stress. The most far-reaching attribute of piperine has been its inhibitory influence on enzymatic drug biotransforming reactions in the liver. Shows you all this stuff. It's just so cool, so fascinating. In animal studies, piperine, it's non-genotoxic, is found to possess anti-mutagenic and anti-tumor influences as well. So not only have these ingredients been anti-inflammatory, also tie into anti-cancer articles, but they're also for muscle recovery, all of them. We'll start talking about muscle recovery from working out or sports. You know, one of my friends is the U.S. track and field chiropractor. Peter Grimes is his name. Chiropractor up in Sacramento. And Peter took a bunch of my turmeric and started giving them to the top runners on Team USA. And these are the runners that do, let's say, I'm going to give you an example. The 100, the 200 meter, the 400 by 100 relay, the 800 by 200 relay, and the triple jump and the long jump. One guy does all those events. How does he recover after he does in an Olympic trial? He does one event. He has to go through all the preliminaries, get to the quarterfinals, get to the semifinals, and get to the finals. Each time running all of those events. How's he recover? He might do 4 or 5 events in one day. We started doing this, and man, great results. And that's just one of many, many stories on this level of muscle recovery times speeded up from this type of a supplement. Black ginger extract increases physical fitness performance and muscular endurance by improving inflammation and energy metabolism. Effect of ginger and turmeric rhizomes on inflammatory cytokines, levels and enzyme activities of cholinergic and purinergic systems in hypersensitive rats. Acute effects of ginger extract on biochemical and functional symptoms of delayed onset muscle soreness. It's a big one. This is in the Medical Journal 2015. The finding of the study suggests that 2 grams of ginger may have an anti-inflammation and analgesic effect on muscle Delayed onset muscle soreness. Effect of ginger supplementation on pro-inflammatory cytokines in older patients with osteoarthritis, another itis, an anti-inflammatory and photochemical constituents of ginger now. The effect of ginger on nitric oxide and C-reactive protein in elderly knee osteoarthritis patients. A 12-week, double-blind, randomized, placebo-controlled clinical trial from the Journal of Traditional and Complementary Medicine, January 2015. Ginger supplementation may have a promising effects for knee osteoarthritis and may warrant further study. Yes, it does. The effects of pre-exercise ginger on muscle damage and delayed onset muscle soreness from Phototherapy Research 2015. Ginger supplementation may be used to accelerate recovery of muscle strength following intense exercise, but does not influence indicators of muscle damage. Now we move on. Saffron, bromelain, and EDTA research. Saffron, its active constituent crocin. Supplementation attenuates lipid peroxidation and protects against tissue injury. So, crocin can protect the tissues against exercise-induced oxidative stress by enhancing antioxidant activity and anti-inflammatory. Saffron. Pre-treatment confers cardioprotection against ischemia, reperfusion injuries in isolated rabbit heart. Journal of Physiology and Biochemistry, December 2016. Effect of magnesium stearate concentration on dissolution properties of ranitidine hydrochloride coated tablets. They put magnesium stearate in there so that the tablet doesn't get ruined with moisture and have a short shelf life. That's what happens. So magnesium stearate is used. The delay effect of magnesium stearate on tablet dissolution in acidic mediums. Bromelain and its therapeutic applications. This is from Biomedical Reports, September 2016. Pineapple has been used as the part of traditional folk medicine since ancient times, and it continues to be present in various herbal preparations. Bromelain is a complex mixture of protease extracted from the fruit or stem of the pineapple plant. Although the complete molecular mechanism of action of bromelain has not been completely identified, bromelain gained universal acceptability as a phototherapeutic agent due to its history of safe use and lack of side effects. Bromelain is widely administered for its well-recognized properties such as anti-inflammatory, antithrombotic, and fibrinolytic effects, anti-cancer activity, and immunomodulatory effects, in addition to being a wound healing and circulatory improvement agent. Isn't it funny? You start seeing similarities of all these different ingredients. And I threw them all into this product. Because turmeric isn't that great on its own. It's so funny. When I started doing my beta test, people that were much smarter in nutrition than I am were coming up to me going, oh, you got to take a black pepper supplement with your turmeric. I go, I already beat you to the punch. It's in there. But it was impressive that they knew. People that really understood nutrition knew that already. That was something I was just learning and put it in the product, but they already knew it. Stability, purification, and applications of bromelain. Anti-cancer, anti-inflammatory. Anti-cancer properties of bromelain with therapeutic potential in malignant peritoneal mesothelioma. Cancer Investigation is the reference to May 2013. Iron chelating active packaging, influence of competing ions and pH value on effectiveness of soluble and immobilized hydroxamate chelators. That's EDTA. I put EDTA in my turmeric supplement. You know why? Because I want to remove any possible heavy metals from the system. There were some negative articles on the internet on turmeric root having heavy metals. Now the amount is so low, but it was getting negative attention on the internet. So I said, okay, let's put EDTA in there. It'll take care of the trace heavy metals that may be in the root from the ground. Chelators remove heavy metals from the blood and brain. EDTA is like a Pac-Man, eats them up. So we made sure to put EDTA in small amount in that product. And there's the references. Lots of references, folks. There's the turmeric. You take 3 of these. You can take them anytime, day or night, with or without food. If you have a sensitive stomach, always take a little bit of food with your supplements if you have a real sensitive stomach. If you don't have to. I take my turmeric at night just because you're more inflamed at night, usually, than you are in the day. So that's what we do. However, you don't need to. Okay? And it's got EDTA in there, vegetable cellulose capsule, made with organic ingredients, the whole thing. Very cool supplement. Been my most popular supplement sales-wise to date. It's a perfect product for a chiropractic practice. Dietary recommendations now. You asked me, what are more things? Okay, so we got a good supplement. Now what else? How about diet? Dietary changes. How about adhering to an anti-inflammatory diet? You know, you got patients, they're totally inflamed. But what are they eating? Junk. They got to change their diet. Diet's one of the biggest things they can do. They got to be strict though. If they really want to get better, they're going to have to be strict. Eliminate your triggers like your dairy, your gluten, etc. That's an anti-inflammatory start. How many people eat dairy? You know what it's like eating dairy today? Do you remember what an auger dish is in chiropractic school? What's an auger dish? Petri dish, but what was it made with? Auger. What is the auger? It's a medium that bacteria just can grow on. So we use auger in the Petri dish. And anytime viruses or bacteria land on the agar dish or the petri dish, it just grows. Like in chiropractic school, we did an experiment where we set up agar dishes every 5 feet from the person in the front of the room, all the way to the back of the gymnasium. Agar dishes. They were all open. Took the lid off. The person in the front of the room had a bad cold. They sneezed. We waited till them to sneeze. As soon as they sneezed, we lifted off the lid of the agar dish and we waited for a minute. And then everybody closed their lid. Then we collected the agar dishes and we wrote down on them how many feet they were from the person who sneezed. And then we started monitoring the growth of bacteria that was growing on the agar dish. So the agar dishes in the closest to the sneeze were filled with growth and bacteria. But guess what? The agar dishes in the back of the room, in the gymnasium, still had the same exact bacteria on it from the sneeze, but in a smaller quantity. So if somebody sneezes in this room today, we all breathe it. Every single one of us. They can't sneeze into their sleeve and do the trick. It doesn't work that way. Oh, like the germs are going to stay on the sleeve. They love sleeves, by the way. Germs love sleeves. Make sure you sneeze into your sleeve. Brilliant Department of Health recommendation by the state of California. Sneeze into your sleeves. It is. I'm not making it up. I can't make it up. You guys have something called Google. Pretty much everything I say today, you're Google. I see you guys. I don't know if that's right. No. Simmering BSing again. I used to be able to BS. Now with Google, I can't say anything. You guys are keeping me honest. That's why I have research. I don't make anything up. All right? You guys will call me on it if I do, believe me. Which is good for all of us, really. I don't care. Google me. Google things I'm saying. That's fine. Stimulate your brain. Do something. You get all this energy from the aminos, right? How many of you feel a little more energy right now? Anybody? Good. It's amazing, isn't it? You were snoozing out earlier. Now everybody's a little bit more alert sitting there. I don't see the head bobbing anymore. All right. Avoid nightshade vegetables such as eggplant, peppers, tomatoes. Now, are they bad vegetables? No, but if you're full of inflammation, they're not great for you. As far as the anti-inflammatory diet goes. Increase your omega-3s. Limit your red meat intake. If you're inflamed, limit it completely. Increase lean meat if you're not that badly inflamed. Minimize foods that contain corn oils, safflower oil, sunflower oil, soybean oil, and cottonseed oil. These are all pro-inflammatory. Eat smaller, more frequent meals throughout the day. Question?
I was told that mixing turmeric and black pepper and an oil combination, coconut oil, is even more effective.
Yeah, the question is, what if you mix turmeric, black pepper, and coconut oil? I don't know exactly that study or article. However, doesn't sound like it's that far off. You know, so, people tweak things differently. So yeah, I'm not anti-coconut oil. You know, people are big fans of that today. You know, it's better than these other oils. Digestion. Green alkaline foods for fiber and digestion, minerals and collagen, protein, and colon health. So when you talk digestion, we have multiple supplements. Is digestion important? Yeah. You know, I remember when I started learning about colon health. I started learning colon health, and guess what? Everybody, all the articles I was reading on the colon, they were talking about the colon being the most important organ in the body. And when I read that, I said, that's crazy. Everyone knows the heart is the most important organ in the body. Or the lungs. What do you mean the colon? The more I've been studying over the years, they were right. What do we do all day? How do we survive? We take food. We put the food in our mouth. We hope that the body takes some nutrients out of the food and utilizes it. We also hope that the food gets broken down into a usable form of the body. We hope that. And it's just a hope and a prayer. We also hope that our colon and our intestines squeeze the waste out of our body and contract and what's that?
Peristalsis.
Peristalsis. Thank you. We hope that we have peristalsis. We hope that we squeeze and push all of the waste out. The breakdown of and elimination of our food is called digestion. That's the definition of digestion. So what do? We're just dealing with a hope and a prayer here. That's great. No, not with my colon, I'm not. I'll tell you a funny story. Well, first of all, I want to make a statement that I've been doing colon cleansing daily with supplements for at least 17 years, maybe longer, but at least 17 years. Before that, I didn't. I was healthy. I thought I didn't need it. I was fine. But this is something that you have to take seriously. Let's go through some of the information. Alkaline foods for fiber and digestion. Foods may be considered alkaline or acidic outside of the body. However, we are interested on how the food will react to when it's inside of the body. Example, lemon is acidic in nature, but has alkaline effect on the body when digested. So we can't just go off of what the food is on a tree. It's how does it work synergistically with our body. Let's start with acidification of the body. Most foods in the standard American diet are acid forming. Acid interferes with digestion, food stagnates and rots, lowering the pH of the human body. A 16-ounce bottle of soda has a pH of number 2. It's very acidic. To bring the pH back up to a normal, neutral 7.3, we would have to dilute the soda with about 10 gallons of water. So if you drink soda, there is no hope for you. You couldn't drink enough water to neutralize that soda if you tried. There is no hope. It is one of the worst things you can put into your body. So don't try to defend it just because your taste buds like it. Stop eating for your taste buds. Start eating for your health. I know that's a little boring. I know a lot of people that eat for their taste buds. I went to Europe and I had a piece of cheesecake you could die for. They're still talking about the piece. I go, how was your trip to Europe? All they do is tell me about all the cheesecake they ate. What type of cheesecake? Which restaurant? Who cares? I want to hear about Europe. But these people have a disorder. They're eating for their taste buds. They're living for their taste buds. I go, don't eat that French fry. Oh, but I love fries. I love them. Well, you don't love life, do you? I love ice cream, Doc. I gotta have my Haagen-Dazs every night. Love it. Oh, you love GMO ice cream, dairy, and sugar. Can I think of one ingredient that's even positive in that item for your health? You're eating for your taste bud. You're not eating the Haagen-Dazs for your health. I'm guilty. I was guilty of that. I used to eat a pint or a quart of Haagen-Dazs every night during chiropractic college. I did. Didn't gain a pound. I just go and buy strawberry Haagen-Dazs, load in my freezer with it, and every night have a pint of it. I had no limit. Never gained a single pound from it. But it wasn't very healthy for me. My classmates were looking at me like, oh shoot, he's going to die by the time he's 30. I don't do that today. I would love to do that today if I was eating for my taste buds. Because I love the taste of strawberry Haagen-Dazs. I mean, to me, that's one of the best tastes in life. As a matter of fact, right before I die, I would like that on my palate as one of the last things that's on my palate before I die. I'm putting that in my, my living trust. When I'm on hospice, I want Haagen-Dazs every night and every day. But until then, I'm eating for my health. The blood must maintain a pH of 7.3 to 7.45 according to Guyton's physiology. The body begins to sweep extra acids into the tissue if it's too acidic. To try to maintain that pH, the body's sweeping the extra acid into the tissues, into the muscles, into the joints. It's called lactic acid. Those of you who work out know what lactic acid is. You go to the gym or you do a heavy workout and you have muscle soreness. And that's a buildup of extra lactic acid in your body. And it's sore, it makes you sore. But if you have too much of that acid, the body, as a final effort to keep from acidifying, the body will actually precipitate the acids out of solution and put it in the form of a crystal, salt, or stone, like a kidney or gallstone, or a uric acid crystal. And this is the sign that the body systems are functioning as they should. Otherwise, we'd be dead of something called acidosis. You ever heard of ketoacidosis? You know, we don't want acidosis. And we don't want uric acid crystals lodging in our big toe, do we? How many of you have ever had gout? Anyone in the room? Anyone know anybody that's had gout? What's gout described as?
Painful.
Painful. I remember my dad had it. And my dad said to me, don't put any sheets over my feet when I sleep. I can't. The weight of the sheet is excruciating. Not a blanket. He was talking about the cover sheet, right? He didn't sleep with anything when he had gout attack. Like naked as a jaybird. He just do not cover his feet. That hurt. For men, gout is compared to childbirth for a female. Now, I don't know how you can compare anything to anything, but that's what they claim. It's a painful thing. You got a uric acid crystal lodged in the joint of the big toe. Now, I had a lady patient, 80, she turned 80, and she came in right on her 80th birthday with a walker all of a sudden. Walker, slowly limping. I go, Barbara, what happened to you? She said, diabetic neuropathy. Now, I've been treating this patient for 25 years, since she was 55 years old. She's 80 now. And I'm like, I'm not diabetic neuropathy. What do you, no way. I go, take off your shoe and sock. I want to see your foot. She takes off her shoe and sock. I took one look at her toe, and I said, sorry to inform you, Barbara, but you got gout. She goes, I knew you were going to say that. I go, what do you mean you knew I was going to say that? Because I went to my RD yesterday, my real doctor. You've just been the chiropractor for 25 years, but I went to my RD. And he said it wasn't gout. Diabetic neuropathy. I said, Barbara, let me ask you a couple questions. Do you eat red meat? She goes, I knew you were going to ask me that question. And the answer is no. I don't eat red meat. And I told that to my RD. I go, oh, so you don't eat red meat? Nope. What about soda? Sodas, highly acidic sodas. She goes, don't mess with my Diet Pepsi, Dr. Simmerin. Don't even go there. I go, how much do you drink? Don't mess with my Diet Pepsi. I'm not giving it up. I go, how many do you drink a day? She goes, well, I buy it by the case at Costco, and I drink 2 to 4 a day. Okay, you don't need to eat red meat when you're drinking 2 or 4 Diet Pepsis a day. You have plenty of acid to go around. I said, come into my office. She came to my office. I went on my computer. I Googled images of gout, gouty arthritis. I said, do these look like your big toe? She goes, I know it looks like it, but my RD said it was diabetic neuropathy, and that's it. I said, well, I disagree with that diagnosis. She comes back 2 days later. She's still limping. She goes, Dr. Simmerin, you were right. I go, what do you mean? She goes, I went to a different doctor. I took my shoe off and sock off, and the first thing he said to me is, that's gout. Just like you did. I go, oh, great. So now you believe me. Now you're going to finally change your diet. She goes, no, no, no. He told me I didn't need to change my diet. I could stay on my Diet Pepsis. All I had to do is take this pill for the acid. He didn't want me to change my diet. He said diet has nothing to do with gout.
Joy.
Just take the pill. See? Much easier to take a pill than to make a dietary change. Still didn't listen to me. 25 years. She had to get it from a different RD. And his recommendation for treatment's way different than mine. Mine was no treatment. Just eliminate what your taste bud is craving, and you'll be fine. What a concept. Health in America. You know how you can be healthy? Eliminate. That's how you're healthy. Without drugs, without surgery. Just stop doing what you are doing. Remember Seinfeld had an episode called The Show of Opposites. It's when George Costanza, his life was going, his best friend, Jerry Seinfeld's best friend on the show, his life was going so bad. They were sitting in the coffee shop, and George goes, "I just don't get it, Jerry. I'm 40 years old. I live at home with my parents. I have no job. I have no girlfriend. Everything I say to people is always the wrong thing." So Jerry's sitting there, he's going, well, wait a minute. If everything you say is always the wrong thing, then stop yourself, don't say what you're thinking, and say the opposite of what you were gonna say. And see what happens. Maybe your life will change. It's yin and yang. So George goes, "No, it's not gonna work." He goes, "Go try it. There's a beautiful girl. Go tell her the opposite of what you're thinking." He goes, "Okay." He goes up to her and he goes, "Hi, nice to meet you. My name's George. I'm 40, fat, bald. I live at home with my parents, and I have no job." She goes, "Oh, nice to meet you." It worked. Saying the opposite. So let me just relate that back to your health. Let's say your health sucks. Let's just say your health is not going the way you want it to go. Why don't you try doing the opposite of what you are currently doing? If you don't eat right, start eating right. If you don't take supplements, start taking them. If you don't exercise, start exercising. If you can't sleep, try meditating before you go to bed. Try taking calming teas. Whatever. Do something. Put your body in motion. The opposite way of what you were doing. Just see what happens. Try the George Costanza approach to healthcare. Because that's where healthcare begins for sick people. Just stopping what they're doing. Forget any doctor, any supplements, or anything. Just stop doing what you are doing. Stop the strawberry Haagen-Dazs every night. Just try that. See what happens. Here's some highly alkaline foods, moderately alkaline foods, low alkaline foods, and very low alkaline foods. But when you look at the list, baking soda, chlorella, lemons, lentils, limes, mineral water, nectarine, onion, persimmon, pineapple, pumpkin seed, raspberry, sea salt, sea vegetables, seaweed, spirulina, sweet potato. These are great things for alkaline foods. And then you get into the moderate, low, and very low. I mean, very low would be alfalfa sprouts, avocado oil, but they're still alkaline. Banana, beet, blueberry, Brussels sprouts, celery, chive, cilantro, coconut oil, cucumber. duck eggs, fermented veggies, flax oil, ginger tea, grain, coffee, and grapes. All of this page, alkaline foods, basically. So study the new diet. This should become your new diet, especially if you're having health problems, especially if you have stones or crystals or salts in your system. Try changing it up. Very low acidic, moderately acidic, or highly acidic. You don't want foods like artificial sweeteners. You don't want barley, beef, beer, Brazil nuts, bread, brown sugar, cottonseed oil, white flour, fried foods, fruit juices with sugar added, hazelnuts, hops, ice cream, jellies and jams, liquor, lobster, white pasta. You might like those foods. You might not be able to watch a football game without your beer and some of these other things, your Brazil nuts and your beer and your steak and your hamburger and your Haagen-Dazs to wash it all down. Stop eating for your food taste buds. It's time you guys grow up like I did. I was definitely the worst person in the room. I don't know how I survived childhood. I really don't. Do you know, my old next door neighbor, who I grew up next to growing up, for my birthday, my last birthday in February, he sends me a gift. You know what he sends me? A box of Captain Crunch berries, only the Crunch berries. Now I'll tell you the significance of the story. I used to help his mom bring the groceries in all the time because I knew that no one was home at his house. There was 4 boys living next door to me, all older than me. And I was this little kid, and I knew they weren't home. If I helped the mom bring the groceries in, I was like one of their kids. I could just start eating things. So what I would do is I would go first for the Captain Crunch with Crunch berries and eat out all the Crunch berries. Then the boys would get home. They would see the freshly box of Captain Crunch with Crunch berries. They'd pour it in and they'd go, "Where's the Crunch berries? Mark Simmerant must have been over here." And then the mother would laugh because she knew that I ate out all the Crunch berries. So for my birthday, this last birthday, he sends me a box. It was only Crunch berries. And I ate a few, and my wife ended up throwing out the box because I would have eaten it. I don't buy any of that stuff from my house, but it was in my house. It was fair game for a while till my wife threw it out. But it was so junky. I haven't had a Crunch berry in so many years. It was so junky. And I used to eat boxes of that stuff. And they used to have potato chips in a can, a big can. I forgot, Charlie's Chips they were called in Michigan. And they were delivered. They would deliver the potato chips to your house. That's how unhealthy we were in Michigan back in the day. And they'd deliver these huge cans. And I'd just sit there and chow the can. And then we'd save up money, $1 we'd save up. We'd go to the drugstore. And do you know how much candy bars we could buy for $1? Like 5 candy bars for $1, at least. There may be a piece. About 5 of them. Babe Ruth bars. I forgot the other ones I used to buy, but they just, every day, Slurpee a day kept the doctor away. I lived a half a mile in either direction from 2 7-Elevens. Do you know how dangerous that is for a kid? It's like living next to a liquor store when you're an adult. I mean, just every day going to 7-Eleven, buying Slurpees, every single day. Collecting the cups, the baseball cups they used to have. I had thousands of 7-Eleven baseball cups. It's easy, folks. Once you make that shift, once you flip a switch in your brain saying, no, I'm not going to pick that item up and put it into my mouth. No one's holding a gun to your head saying, eat that Crunch Berry or I'll kill you. You're choosing it. You're buying it. You're bringing it into your home. It's sitting in your cabinet. You go and you check the refrigerator and freezer, and those things are in there. You're going to eat them. Don't bring them into your home. First rule. Alkaline Greens in a capsule. That's my new product. We've been beta testing it. I have 2 bottles here. You guys want to try one? Anyone else want to try one? Try one. I'm going to get more. We're doing a beta test. I only brought a couple. But you guys are now part of the beta test.
Oh, do you want us to pass them around the room?
You can pass them around, and then at the end up, you guys can keep them. Yeah, pass them around. They're all, every ingredient, I can't tell you the ingredients yet because it's not done. But let me just say that every ingredient is green, everything's highly alkaline, and every ingredient is organic. 100% organic. Non-GMO. So, you know, you guys can try these, and they're going to be out soon because we're almost done with the beta test. So, how many of you have ever drinking those green superfood drinks, powders? What do they taste like? They don't taste very good. And the good ones have sugars and sweeteners to get them sweet enough to get them down. And if they don't have sugars and sweeteners, then you end up mixing it into a juice, which is all sugar. It defeats the whole purpose of taking a green powdered superfood. So we decided to be one of the only companies ever to put it in a capsule. Piece of cake now. If you want green, organic greens every day, no matter how busy you are, no matter how many things you got going in your life, and you don't have time to eat your greens, here is your supplement. You will never go a day without a concentrated form of organic greens in your diet now. And that product is coming out within the next couple weeks. I'm already taking orders on that product. We're just working on label right now. But this formula has been really good. Very, very happy with it. So, here's the ingredient list. First of all, it's 100% organic ingredients, except for the capsule, which I gotta figure out if I'm allowed to say that, since the capsule is not. Because you have wheat, organic wheatgrass, organic barley grass, organic alfalfa, organic spirulina, organic chlorella, organic nopal, organic spinach, organic maca, organic rose hips, organic chia, organic fenugreek. How do you pronounce that? Fenugreek. Greek. Fenugreek. Organic Gata Kala. Organic hemp. Organic mesquite powder. Organic Sacha Inchi seed powder, which are omega-3s. Organic flaxseed, omega-3s. Organic oat grass, organic kale, organic green tea matcha, organic milk thistle, organic euthero root, organic rhodiola, organic reishi, organic holy basil, ashwagandha organic, astragalus organic, Shizandra organic licorice, and organic ginger. This is a killer product. It's not even out, and I'm super happy with it. Everyone who's beta tested it has been telling me how much they love it. No side effects. Huh?
It's food.
It's food, it's organic, it's gluten-free, it's vegan, it's non-GMO. That's what I want to put into my body. You know, a friend of mine sells greens for years. Good friend of mine. Love the guy. Every one of the ingredients comes from China, India. Nothing is organic. Some of the same ingredients, but not organic. What's the point? Why am I taking things that are inflaming my body when I'm trying to reduce inflammation? You take things that are non-organic, GMO ingredients, you're going to inflame your body, even if it's greens. So, my supplement company, if I tried to think of why I did it, the only reason is for me and my family's health, just like when I went to chiropractic school. Luckily, you guys will get a chance to benefit from it too, and your patients. But I don't want things that I can't stand behind, that I can't go to bat for, that I don't have research on. I'm not here to have a hard, compacted. One of my patients works for the company that makes turmeric for Costco. Costco's their only customer. And they just built in Irvine a 150,000 square foot plant just to make the crappy turmeric for Costco. Because Costco's got so many stores, their other plant couldn't do it. So they had to build a plant here in America to make the hard, compacted turmeric that won't dissolve in a glass of water, because I've tried. I left it there for a week in a glass of water, it didn't dissolve at all. And it was acidic water, not alkaline water. And they built a 150,000 square foot facility because they can't keep up with the demand for just Costco. Because turmeric is good, but that turmeric sucks. Hate to say it, it's my patient works for that company. She's bringing me free samples. I go, honey, I don't want these free samples. I wouldn't take this if you gave it to me, and you gave it to me, and I don't take it. I don't want it. She goes, it's the #1 selling turmeric at Costco. I'm sure it is. I'm sure you guys are making billions, but I don't want it. I'm making my own turmeric. She goes, why would you do that? We'll private label for you. We'll make this and put your name on it. I go, you don't get it, do you? I wouldn't take that if you gave it to me for free, and you did, and I won't take it. Don't you get it? don't care what a supplement costs. My supplements are great priced, but I don't care what they cost because I've been paying a lot of money for supplements for a lot of years and taking crappy products in glass bottles. I've been paying for the glass bottle, I figured out. I'm wasting glass. That's what I'm doing. Physical and chemical stability of curcumin in aqueous solutions and emulsions. The impact of pH, temperature, and molecular environment. Emulsion-based delivery systems may be suitable for improving the water dispersibility and chemical stability of curcumin, which would facilitate its application in foods and supplements. Integrated in vitro approaches to assess bioaccessibility and bioavailability of silicon biofortified leafy vegetables and preliminary effects on bone. Role of gut microbiota in idiopathic nephrotic syndrome, 2017, in children. The impact of weight loss intervention on diet quality and eating behaviors in people with obesity and COPD. You know, we now have over 60 million clinically obese children in the United States. I can't believe that I'm mentioning that number to you. When I was growing up, we had one kid in the class that was clinically obese. We nicknamed him Fat Albert. Remember the TV show Fat Albert? I'm not allowed, I don't know if I can use the word fat anymore. But there was a TV show, Bill Cosby. Fat Albert. Every class in America had one Fat Albert. That kid was teased. I was friends with that kid. I didn't like the fact that other people teased him. His other nickname they nicknamed him was Bubba. His name is Bubba Burke. So Bubba Burke and me were friends from kindergarten all the way through high school, through 12th grade. Every day at lunch from middle school on, I would eat lunch with Bubba Burke. Why did I eat lunch with Bubba Burke? Because he was my friend. And number two, I didn't allow anyone to pick on him in elementary and high school. Because people did. And I had a big mouth. I don't know if you could tell, but I have a pretty big mouth. And when anyone would say anything to Bubba Burke, they had to deal with me. Because he was such a nice boy. He wouldn't say anything. He started saying things in high school when he was a lineman on the football team. He was an offensive lineman. Big dude. Couldn't move him. No one messed with Bubba in high school. He didn't need me in high school. I still ate lunch with him every day in high school. So we lost contact all the years. About 3-4 years ago, I get a Facebook request from Bubba Burke. I answered him. I became his friend. He says, "Hey Mark, I noticed you have a website. I noticed you're going to be in Las Vegas." He goes, "I live in Las Vegas now." He goes, "I noticed you're going to be there for a seminar. I was wondering if I could come have dinner with you, catch up." I said, "Sure." We go out to dinner, and he says two things to me at dinner. He says, number one, "I'm buying the dinner." I said, "No, you're not. I need the seminar write-off. Let me buy dinner." He's like, "No." He goes, "I made a bet with you in high school and I never paid you." He told me the bet. I don't remember the bet at all. But I bet him $20 in high school on whatever we bet. He remembered that he didn't pay me. He said, it's been bothering me all these years. He goes, I'm finally going to get a chance to pay off the bet. I said, okay. Clear your conscience. So he buys me dinner because he had to pay off the bet. He takes me to a nice steakhouse in Vegas. So he said, this is with interest. More than 20 bucks. And then he said, the other thing I want to say to you is thank you. I said, thank me for what? He said, for eating lunch with me every day in junior high and high school. Because I'll never forget that. It's like, what do you mean? You're my friend. Of course I'm going to eat with you. He goes, no. He goes, you ate with me when nobody would eat with me. He goes, that's what I remember. He goes, people wanted to eat with me in high school, but I ate with you. I didn't eat with the other football players. It was me and you. Because the football team wanted to eat with me, but I wanted to hang with you. It's like, wow, you know, you just don't know what you do in life, how it affects other people. I originally started eating and hanging with him because eventually we were just such good friends, we just ate together. It wasn't about the bullying. But he remembers it. We never talked about it. We never ever discussed it. Never had a conversation about bullying. We never talked about nothing. As a matter of fact, anybody that would bully him was never in my presence because they wouldn't do it. So I didn't even see it that much. I knew it existed behind the scenes, but I never really saw much of it. But so you never know what you do in life as a chiropractor and what effect it has on people. The littlest things that you don't even realize are being done. You think nobody's getting you, they're getting you. Barbara went to another RD because I talked to her about the gout. She either tried to prove me wrong or prove me right, but she found out. Smokers report lower intake of key nutrients than non-smokers, yet both fall short of meeting the recommended intake. You know, when you see that supplement I have, the greens that we passed around, you know, it doesn't matter if you're a smoker or non-smoker. You're not eating enough organic greens in your diet. Who's eating enough? If you're a vegan, organic vegan, which I haven't met too many anymore, you're one. You may be getting enough. I don't know anyone else is. There's always one in a crowd, right? It's a lot of work. You feel like a cow grazing all day long. If you're one of those, yeah, maybe you don't need that supplement. But how many of you are one of those people? If you're one of those people, great. That product's not for you, maybe. Fat, digestive proteins, and sarcopenia of aging. You start looking at aging. You need more antioxidant, alkaline foods. You see people's skin and the wrinkles and just the way they're aging. It's funny. Remember I was telling you about that football player I treated from the 49ers? He just looked so old and he died so young. And then I look at other guys who are older than me that look way better than me. You know, I was friends with Jack LaLanne. What a guy. I don't know if he was friends with me, but I was friends with him. He told me the secret of his longevity. What do you think it was?
Juicing. Exercise.
A cigarette a day.
Activity.
He was a freak with the exercise. I don't know how many Guinness Book of World Records he holds, but he holds a lot of them. And I call him a freak. However, you know, he told me juicing was a big part, and exercise was a big part, and chiropractic was a big part. But then he told me a little part that he didn't want anybody to know. And he promised I wouldn't tell anybody. I didn't tell one person till he died. And then when he died, I've been telling everybody.
Haagen-Dazs ice cream.
Nope. He said every day at 5 o'clock, he lived in Beverly Hills, he walked down to the local bar in his neighborhood. It was a block away, he said. Walked to the bar, ordered a stiff cocktail, only one of them, drank it, and went right home. Every day at 5 o'clock. And I said, that's one of your secrets to your longevity? He goes, yeah, don't tell anybody though. I go, why is that? He goes, I don't know, just help me with my stress. I was under a lot of stress with my businesses and my wife. I love my wife, but I work with my wife all day long. So he goes, I didn't even tell her I was going down. I just sneak out. Go, one drink, come back. And then I enjoyed the evening every day. I'm like, okay, everybody's got their thing. You know, that was his thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, he was 94 when he told me that. And his body looked great, like a bodybuilder. His head was older, but his body was like way better than mine. And he was 94 and I was 40 or 35, whatever it was. I mean, it's crazy. So, minerals and collagen. Functions of minerals: structural, bones, teeth, ligaments, solutes and electrolytes in the blood, enzyme actions, cofactors that create enzyme reaction, transmission, and muscle action. Best type of mineral supplements: chelated minerals are bound to stuck to a certain carrier molecule. Chelation can include minerals, vitamins, or enzymes. Minerals in food may be bound with organic molecules already in a chelated state. Many molecules in the body are chelated in normal metabolic processes. Chelation therapy is the treatment for removing heavy metals from the blood. Toxic metals are bound to a therapeutic amino acid ligand called EDTA. We'll go to collagen protein. Collagen protein. Largest protein in our body, 65% of the total body protein is made from collagen. Collagen protein makes up heart, lungs, blood vessels, discs, muscle, bone, and internal organs. Ptosis. You guys know what ptosis is? What's ptosis? Drooping. He said eyelid. Anything that droops is ptosis, not just the eyelid. If you want to see ptosis, get naked in front of your bathroom mirror. You'll see things that are ptosis going south on you. Ptosis means loss of collagen protein. Droopy organs and skin caused by hormonal changes, drugs, alcohol, processed foods, white sugar, hydrogenated oils, fluoridated water, dehydration, stress, and trauma. Hydrolyzed collagen. What is hydrolyzed collagen? It's a process called enzymatic hydrolysis. It's where the collagen is broken down into the smallest peptide form so it can get absorbed by your cells. That's what my collagen, type 1 collagen protein supplement does. It's lean muscle, muscle tone, skin tone, joint rebuilding, stronger arteries, increased energy, and organ rebuilding. Long-term improvements with hydrolyzed collagen: osteoporosis, high blood pressure, arthritis, weak bladder, obesity, chronic fatigue, and autoimmune diseases. All are helped from hydrolyzed type 1 collagen. This is an article from 2017. Antioxidant, vitamin, and mineral supplements for preventing age-related macular degeneration. July 31st, just came out. Antioxidant, vitamin, and mineral supplements for slowing the progression of age-related macular degeneration. 2017, August 9th. Impact of frequency of multivitamin, multi-mineral supplement intake on nutritional adequacy and nutrient deficiencies in the United States adults. Electrolytes equal oral electrolyte solutions. Electrolytes are supposed to pass through your intestinal wall along with the reclamation of water into your system. Those electrolytes cause enzymatic cofactors or triggers to cause reactions in all your organs of your body. You need electrolytes, which are in my mineral supplement. 2017, August 24th, vitamin and mineral supplement use by community-dwelling adults living in Canada and the United States. 2017, August 28th, hyponatremia, bone mineral density, and falls in the elderly results from an AHAP study. Core shell collagen peptide, chelated calcium, calcium alginate, nanoparticles from fish scales for calcium supplementation. 2016, bioavailability of CUZN and MN for mineral chelates or blends of inorganic salts in growing turkeys fed with supplemental riboflavin and pyridoxine. Effects of ionized or chelated water-soluble mineral mixture supplementation on growth performance, nutrient digestibility, blood characteristics, meat quality, and intestinal microbiota in broilers. Growth performance, mineral digestibility, and blood characteristics of ostriches receiving drinking water supplemented with varying levels of chelated trace mineral complex. 2017, August 11. Oh, that's the same one. The 2008 biochemical markers of age-related changes in bones, turnover in bone mineral density in healthy Chinese men. Now we got articles on collagen protein, type 1 and minerals, relationship between bone formation markers, bone alkaline phosphatase, and amino terminal peptide, propeptides of type 1 collagen and bone mineral density in elderly men. Another article on small cell lung carcinoma and bone metastasis and type 1 collagen and bone alkaline phosphatase. Advances in peripheral nervous system regenerative therapeutic strategies, a biomaterials approach. Food supplement of hydrolyzed collagen, compensational and biodynamic characteristics of vertebrae in overactinized rats. Nutritional interventions to prevent and treat osteoarthritis, a focus on micronutrients and supportive nutraceuticals. Oral ingestion of collagen hydrolysate. Daily oral consumption of hydrolyzed type 1 collagen is chondroprotective and anti-inflammatory in osteoarthritis. These are the minerals, chelated minerals. Here's my expensive water droplet. Made in the USA, gluten-free, organic, all chelated, all certified by TRAX, which is the chelated source. I'm not just saying it's chelated. It's got the paperwork to prove it. If you want to prevent muscle cramping, how many of you have a muscle cramp in your foot, your ankle, your toes, your fingers, or your calf or leg muscles when you're sleeping? How many have ever experienced that? Any of you? How horrible is that? Not fun when you go into a lockdown cramp. I haven't had a lockdown cramp in 15 years because I've been taking minerals for 15 straight years, never missed a night of taking my minerals, ever. I choose what it goes into my body, and everything goes in for a reason. I don't want to cramp. That's the reason. I don't want to have osteoporosis. Second reason. So we have these. Here's the new, brand new, today, just came out today. Type 1 collagen protein, made in the USA. Gluten-free, non-GMO. It's not vegan. Because this protein comes from bovine, organic, grass-fed hide of a cow. This is my only product that's not vegan. If you are a vegan, take vegan protein. I take only this protein.
What is type 1 collagen?
There's 3 types. Type 1 collagen source is organic grass-fed hide of a cow. Type 2 collagen comes from the hooves of a cow, non-organic, fed with GMO food. Type 3 collagen, which makes up most women's face creams, comes from non-organic, non-GMO non-organic GMO chicken feet. How many of you have ever tasted chicken feet? Raise your hand if you've ever eaten chicken feet. Nobody's gone to a dim sum ever? Really?
No. Chinese.
Chicken feet. When you eat it, it gets real and it dries. What's your finger? Your fingers could stick together. You can't even separate them. Because it dries sticky. Even when you wash your hands after you eat chicken feet, you need like solvents to get that off. When you put chicken feet on your face and it dries, oh, this feels really good. Some good lotion here. You're putting chicken feet on your face. Of course it feels like it's working. It's tightening everything up, feeling good. I don't want it on my face. I want it in my cells. I want it hydrolyzed into the smallest peptide so it can have an effect on my entire body, not just drying on my face cream. Those are the three differences of collagen. This is hydrolyzed, type 1 hydrolyzed collagen bovine. 3,000 milligrams in 6 capsules. You have to take 6 capsules to get 3,000. Now a bodybuilder is going to take 10,000 to 12,000. It's in a scoop of powder, and they're trying to get big. So they're taking a lot more than you're taking. If you're a bodybuilder, you can easily double and triple up if you want to take it in a capsule. But if you're a bodybuilder, I suggest taking it in powder. It's easier because you need so much of it. But if you're not a bodybuilder, this is your product. 3,000 milligrams a day of hydrolyzed type 1 collagen protein is fantastic. Now, the reason I put it in a capsule is because I bought really good hydrolyzed collagen protein. Except I wasn't taking the time to mix it up because it clumped up, it tasted crappy, I'd have to mix it in juice, and it would go bad. The can would go bad on my counter because I never ever made it. Once in a while when I made a smoothie, I would add it. So once in a while I was getting it. So what good was it doing me? I want to take it every day. I want to repair my skin, my tissues, my muscles, my tendons, my ligaments every day. What am I waiting to do it once in every 2 weeks when I make a smoothie? I don't want to do that. I don't have time for that. I got to take it every day and go. Same thing with the greens. I don't have time to make a green powdered drink. Maybe you do. Then do it. But I don't. So I take it in a capsule on the go. If you're like me, this is a great product for you. If you're not, do it the other way. I don't tell anybody what to do. Just do it. Do something. Anyway, I'm real happy with this. Another home run. Beta test went great. No chemicals, no soy, no gluten, no milk, no wheat, no peanuts, no GMOs, no shellfish, sweeteners, sugars, artificial ingredients, fillers, chemicals, color additives, binders, or preservatives. All my products. Why would I do that? This is my West Coast diet. I went on a diet 3 years ago in June. Why did I do? No, I'm sorry. 3 years ago in August I went on a diet. So just over 3 years ago. In June 3 years ago, I tore my ankle up. I don't even remember doing it. It was the most puzzling thing. I know I played hockey. I know I was running a lot. One morning I woke up. I could not step on my right ankle. Could not. Tried to. Worst pain I ever felt. Got on my all fours, crawled to the bathroom. Went to the bathroom. Got out of the bathroom, crawled down the stairs, crawled. Couldn't put any weight on my foot. Got an ice pack and laid on the floor with my ice, elevated my foot up. This is at 7:30 in the morning on a Saturday. Yelled up to my wife after I was done icing. It's about 8 o'clock now. She comes down like, "What are you doing up?" I go, "It's a long story. I don't know what I did, but I need crutches. Can you drive and pick up crutches at the local drugstore?" She goes, "Okay." She went and got crutches, brought the crutches back to me. I said, "Okay, let's go in the car and let's go. I need to get an MRI of my foot." So she drove me to the MRI. I did an MRI. The worst pain I ever had was putting my foot in an MRI because it had to be straight in a boot, laying down. I can't describe that pain. I told the MRI guy, I go, I can't do this. He goes, you got to sit quietly and do it. I go, I cannot do it. I did it, but it was painful. Then it came back, the report, I had a couple torn ligaments, and it was crazy. I didn't even have like nothing on my mind specific, but I did play hockey the night before. I must have torn it in the game. And with the adrenaline and coming home, I didn't realize it. I don't know. Swelled up overnight, in a lot of pain. So I called surgeons. The surgeon said, I said, do I have to have the surgery? I called 2 different surgeons. Both surgeons said, you don't have to have any surgery. It will heal on its own. You just have to take it easy. Stay off, use the crutches, stay off of it, let it heal up. I go, how long? 5 to 6 weeks, minimum. Maybe longer. I go, okay. So for the next 6 weeks, it was longer than that. It was probably 8 or 9 weeks. I tried staying off of it as much as I could. I did not exercise. I did not run. I did not work out. And I ate. Same as I always have been eating. I was on the seafood diet back then. And I just ate barbecue every night, beer, whatever. I was just eating, having a good old summer vacation, not working out. So I gained 20 pounds. Now, when my ankle started feeling good, I wanted to start running again. However, whenever you tear ligaments or in a joint like that, and you want to start exercising, and you know you're 20 pounds heavier than you used to be, you psychologically get scared to run on it with the increased weight on your body. Even though 20 pounds is not tremendous, when you're coming off of an injury, psychologically that was a lot to put on weight. I did not want to re-tear the ankle. So I said to myself, I've got to lose the 20 pounds before I start running, because I'm too scared to run. So I called up a buddy of mine, he's a San Diego Chargers chiropractor, and I said, hey, what diet do you put the athletes on when they come back from summer vacation and they're overweight? He goes, oh, I got a really good diet. So he showed it to me, and I didn't really love everything on it. And then I came up with my own, and then I blended the 2 diets together to come up with this one. Now, this isn't a rocket science diet of any, it's just mine and my friend's diet together. And it's more of a paleo type of a diet, but let me go over it and show you what's in it. It's designed for you to lose 15 pounds in 3 weeks. And all you have to do, no exercise, just eat correctly for 3 weeks straight, and you will lose 15 pounds. I ended up losing 15 pounds in 3 weeks. And then I started running and staying on a similar, not strict, but similar type of eating, and I lost another 8 pounds. So I lost a total of 23 pounds. And I've gained a couple of those pounds back in the last 3 years, but not much. I've maintained my weight. Okay? Here's the diet. No carbs, no dairy, no sugars, no sweetened teas or candy or chocolate, no bananas or strawberries. Those are really high in sugar. No carrots, high in sugar. No nuts. Those are high in oils. No oils. You can't cook with oils. No butters. No salmon for those 3 weeks because it's high in oil. No ground beef. No whey protein. Whey is dairy. Only collagen protein. No vitamins A or D. No breaded or fried foods. So I know what you're thinking. What can I eat on the West Coast diet? Clean, organic, non-GMO protein. Fruit and vegetables only. All that you can have. That's it. Example, organic kosher chicken from Trader Joe's and ground turkey, wild light fish from Costco, like cod, comes in individual fish fillets that are 7 ounces, frozen. You put it in a frying pan with a little bit of water. Add any seasonings you want. Cook it for 5 minutes and you got a delicious piece of fish that's healthy and light. Examples of breakfast. Today, this was my breakfast here at the hotel and has been my breakfast for the last 3 years. Hard-boiled eggs, and you may snack on those throughout the day if you're hungry on the diet, and a green apple. That was my breakfast today. I had 2, they're really small, the little hard-boiled eggs here. I had 2 small hard-boiled eggs and a green apple. I added a little coffee today. That was my breakfast. It's been my breakfast for 3 years. Very low calories, but it's got protein, keeps me completely full all the way to lunch. No problem. Lunch, my favorite restaurant is Whole Foods. It's my new favorite restaurant. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays when I'm working, I go to Whole Foods at lunch. What do I get? I order an organic salad of spinach, kale, lettuce, broccoli, peas, asparagus. No oil or vinegar dressings at all. If you're going to put anything on the salad, you could put a little piece of squeezed lemon. That's it. Organic fruit you could put on the salad, like apples, a couple berries if you want. And then for protein, you could put one piece of baked chicken or turkey breast. There's your lunch. Dinner, raw or steamed mixed vegetables. If you steam your vegetables, only steam them for 30 seconds to a minute, just to get the color green back. That's it. They're still going to be crunchy. Don't overcook your stuff. You can eat an organic salad if you want, but then I put a piece of chicken or fish, the way I described it, baked, no butter, no oil, and you can use any seasonings you want. Now the first 4 days you will hate me. After that you'll love me and you won't look back ever. You'll get used to this. You'll crave fruits and vegetables. You won't crave junk anymore. First 4 days you'll be grumpy. After that, smooth sailing. Late evening snack, you could have a piece of fruit, you could have raw vegetable sticks with or without salsa, or a hard-boiled egg. And in 3 weeks on this diet, you will lose 15 pounds. If you stick to part of this diet afterward, you should maintain. If you throw in exercise into the mix, you'll be fine. You'll be burning a little more calories. Diets are doable, but you have to flip the switch first. I had a patient come in, he was at least 500 pounds. He's a good friend of mine. He runs the hockey league. And he came in and tried to be on diets all these years I've known him. I've given him products. Nothing's ever worked for him. So he came in, he told me that he thinks he's going to die and he has to do this. And I told him, I'm not going to help you unless you flip the switch. When you flip the switch, you come back and talk to me. What I mean by flipping the switch, I told him, is that you're going to control everything that goes into your mouth. You're going to be on the diet. You only put this stuff in your body. You only do it. And you're accountable to only you. You're not doing this diet for anybody but you. But you have to do it by flipping the switch first. Once you flip the switch that you're going to do this, you will be successful. Until then, you're wasting my time. So he said, all right. He came back a week later. He said, Doc, I flipped the switch. I said, for real? He goes, yeah. Okay, let's do this. You have to flip that switch first. I know it sounds weird. I'll tell you, the diet for me was harder than someone who's been dieting their whole life. I know this sounds even more weird. However, when you're used to eating anything you want, whenever you want, as much of it as you want, and all of a sudden you hit the wall where you cannot do that anymore, and you have to go on a diet, it is extremely hard. Those 4 days, I wanted to kill people. I was not happy, I was grumpy, but I had flipped the switch that I wanted to do this. So I knew I was going to succeed at it, but it was really hard. It was super hard. I could not, I had withdrawals, sugar withdrawals. I was like a heroin addict on sugar or something. It was terrible. I remember driving my daughter up to college for the first time. And I was up there. We moved her in. I'm moving her. I'm hungry. I'm grumpy. And so we all go out to dinner. Me, my daughter, my wife, my other daughter, and then my wife's sister and her daughter. We all go out to dinner in Sonoma. And we're on the square in Sonoma. And my sister-in-law likes to eat anything she wants. She didn't really care. And she was like, takes us to this restaurant. And I said to them, I'm on a special diet. I have to have fish and a vegetable. That's all I want. So my sister-in-law goes, oh yeah, they got it. We're going to this place. So we get to the place. We wait in an hour-long line. They finally seat us. And we're ordering. And nothing on the menu was good except they had one item of fish. And they got to me. I said, okay, I will have this fish. I need it cooked with no butter. No. She goes, wait, we're out of fish. I almost wanted to kill her and my sister-in-law at that point, because now they're asking me to break my diet. And there was no way I was breaking my diet. So I said, we can't eat here. My sister-in-law goes, no, we're eating here. We waited, we're eating here. If you don't like it, you can leave. So I said, bye. I left. I was so mad. And I'm walking around Sonoma, and it's like 9:45 at night. So nothing's open. Everything closed at 9, except for this one bar. I walked in this bar, and I walked up to the bar, and it was like a bar restaurant. But I went up to the bar, I said, are you still open? Please tell me you're open. Because nothing else was open. He goes, yeah, we're open for another 10 minutes. We're open till 10. I said, oh, thank God. Can I order? He goes, sure, what do you want? I go, he gives me the menu. I go, I don't want the menu. Is your chef here? He goes, yeah, he's in the back. I go, can you go get him? The guy saw I was like distraught. I was hungry and I was irritable. I was on the start of this diet. I was like not doing good. The chef comes out. I said, hey, I'm on a special restricted diet. I said, I want a piece of white, light fish. Do you have anything like that? He goes, yes. I go, great. You need to cook it without butter, without oil. Preferably, if you can steam it, would be even better. You could put any spices you want on it. And I need a green vegetable with no flash steamed, with no butter and no oil. Can you do that for me? He goes, yeah, I can do it. He goes, I'll have to charge you to do this special order. I go, I don't care what you charge me. Money's not the problem. I need you to do what I need you to do. He goes, I'll do it. So he goes, I said, and put it in to go. He goes, okay. So he gets it, brings it out, $45. He charged me a lot of money. Because I think they only had one item on their menu, and it was Chilean sea, or a couple items, but he charged me for more than the most expensive item. And I didn't care, because now I had this one piece of fish and green beans or something. I was so happy. And I took it back to the other restaurant, and they were already like done. They were on their dessert. And I just came in with my little box dinner, $45 box dinner. And I ate it. I was so happy. But I couldn't fathom getting off this diet. I was strict for 3 weeks. That's why it worked. And because it worked, and because I got used to it, it became a lifestyle. Now I eat anything I want, but breakfast and lunch, you're looking at what I still do. The only difference now is at dinner, I have desserts now, I eat dinner, anything I want at dinner, and I still maintain. Thursdays are my worst. I have a couple pieces of pizza and a salad. Thursdays are horrible for me. I dread it, because lunch I screw up the whole week. But I can do that now. Doesn't matter.
Part 1 of nutrition is completed. Please proceed to part 2. Again, if you have finished watching the video, please make sure you go back and you do your own reading on all the abstracts and the articles. Like I said, that is included in your hours for the continuing education. Please proceed to part 2 of the nutrition series. And if you have any questions, you can always call us at 949-707-5785 or email at triadseminars@gmail.com. Thanks again for choosing Triad Seminars, and we hope you enjoyed this portion of the seminar.